Good Sunday morning, everyone. Yesterday evening I put out a relatively long video that could have been quite short if I'm honest, but I just let my chain of thought get away from me and I just went off on different tangents. But the basic premise of my video yesterday was you can either have a very elongated negative feedback loop on your sleep and subsequently your health, or you can have a positive feedback loop. Simple. It's that simple. You can have a positive feedback loop where everything feeds in and gives you more positivity and more positive feedback and more positivity towards your health, or you can have the opposite and have a negative feedback which negatively affects your sleep, which negatively affects your energy levels, which negatively affects your mood, which negatively affects your sleep. And you see, there's either you can get into one cycle or the other. And everybody has stages, periods in a negative feedback loop or a positive feedback loop. But there are, if it's a prolonged cycle of negative feedback loop, you've got to understand that. And if you don't understand that, then you're never going to get out of that cycle. And so it's important that you understand that straight away. It's important that you say, okay, I feel like I'm in a negative feedback loop. I'm not feeling good. My sleep's crap. My health is crap. And once you own it, take ownership of it, then all of a sudden you become empowered to do something about it. And they go, okay, I'm gonna stop this negative cycle, and I'm gonna step out of that negative cycle, and I'm gonna go into a positive cycle. And that sounds really easy. And for the most part, it is. For the most part, it's not massively taxing, because all you're asking yourself to do is literally put your face in sunlight or put your face in daylight in the mornings and sort out your evening light and go to bed at the right time, and you'll start to kind of gain momentum on this positive feedback loop. So today, why don't you try it? Get outside into the daylight this morning, even though it's a little bit cloudy, especially if you're in eastern Norway, but wherever you are, understand that daylight outside is brighter than the inside light that you are currently looking at or under, and so that will help in one sense. Be outside, be active, and when you get tired later on, around kind of 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock or whatever, understand that it's okay to be tired around that time, and if you need to go to bed and go to sleep by 10 o'clock, go to bed and go to sleep by 10 o'clock. That's fine. And then when you wake up in the morning, hopefully you wake up without an alarm, because a lot of us are working from home now, and therefore we have the opportunity to have slightly longer sleep, because we're not woken up by an alarm to get a train to get into a city. We're now working from home, and we can utilise that. We can say, okay, I'm going to have a little bit of extra sleep, but I'm going to utilise that in a positive way. So maybe I save myself an hour and a half either way, or an hour either way, if I allow myself to have an extra half an hour, 40 minutes sleep, and then I allow myself to have 15 minutes where I'm outside in the daylight. Then all of a sudden I'm into that positive feedback loop. And once you're into that positive feedback loop, it's easier to begin other parts of that positive feedback loop. And that's the great thing. Once you start doing it, you'll feel better and you'll have more motivation to do more. Simple. Happy days.